Hello everybody, welcome back to the little shop of hoarders in the PDX Picker channel. My name is Chris. We're going to pull some orders that sold for me on eBay, and we're going to talk about a couple of bits of reseller news that if you haven't heard about them, you really should, because it could have a big impact in the short term and the long term when it comes to your eBay business. So stick around after the intro song. We'll get into those topics and we'll pull some orders.
Don't know why that kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
All right, so before we get started on pulling the first order, I have yet another return that I'm dealing with. So that's, I think, the fourth or fifth return that'll be coming through in the last week or so. This one, I am fairly confident, as nice as the person seems to be, is 100% a buyer issue. They purchased a Canon digital camera from me for $149.95. It was a very nice digital camera, and they keep messaging me saying they can't get it to work. They can't get the memory card to work properly. They get a message that said there is a memory card error or a card reader error, something to that nature. I've Googled it for them. I've looked into it, and everything says there's something wrong with the memory card itself. Either it's corrupted, it was formatted properly, there's a pin that's bent, something of that nature. So eventually they went and bought a brand new memory card, and the same issue they say is still happening. So the only thing I could recommend that they do at that point is return the item and I'll give them a refund. When I tested it, everything worked fine. I hope it still works when I get it back, but at the end of the day, I don't feel good about somebody spending $150 on a digital camera that doesn't work for them. So I'll have them ship it back. I'll give them a refund. Hopefully I'll be able to get it working with the memory card that I use for it, and I'll be able to resell it again. But it's just a bummer because there's another $150 that comes out of my sales right off the bat. I was looking into my September sales, and because of the number of returns that I had, it really had quite a remarkably large effect on my ending results, which I'll talk about in a different video at a later time. But enough about me. I'm sure a lot of you are here for that reseller news that I'm talking about, but let's pull just a couple of orders. Trust me, stick around. It won't be very long, and I think there's some good information for sure that you won't mind sticking around for. So, all right, first item that sold is, I think I just featured this in a video probably not that long ago. Sold really quick. It is the Twilight Zone Complete Series on Blu-ray. Picked this up for $2 at an old farm sale is what they called it. And this is what it looks like right here. That sold. I took a little bit of an offer for $36.08 plus shipping. So I'm really happy with that one. That was a nice quick turnaround, and I did have to go through every single disc and rearrange it because they are all jumbled, they are all out of order. Season 5 was with Season 2 and everything in between. There was just jumbles of discs everywhere, and you know, it probably took me about 10 minutes, but it was worth it. Oh gosh, look at this. Sold a Bop It, but it was all wrapped up in that mask hair right there. Thankfully I got it untangled. I am having little to no luck so far on most of my Halloween items, which is frustrating. Haven't sold a single mask yet, and it's not like I'm asking scads and scads of money for it. I have a lot of them that are listed for $14.95, $19.95, things of that nature. So it is still just October 1st today. Hopefully that will change in the next couple of weeks. But like I said, I sold Bop It Extreme. Picked that up for $2 at a sale, tested it out, works good, and sold that for $25.90 plus, free shipping. $25.90 free shipping in just a couple of days. Bop Its are pretty good quick sellers. They have about a 60-75% sell-through rate. Bop It Extremes in particular. So that was a nice quick turnaround on that $2 as well. Let's talk about the first item of reseller news that I found to be very interesting. I brought this up before, and I think it's, in the long term, it might be something that we will see eBay in the United States do. But for those of you here in the United States, as you are well aware of, eBay charges us seller fees. That's how they make the bulk of their money, is off of fees that they charge us when we sell an item. Well, locally here in the States, we have Mercari and Depop that have gone to no seller fees, and now it's all the fees that they make come from the buyer, which I think is crazy. I think it's dumb. I don't like it. I would much rather pay the fees as a seller. It just makes more sense because I think it discourages people from buying on your platform. But whatever, it is what it is. What I didn't realize is that eBay already doesn't charge seller fees for residents of certain countries or sellers of certain countries. If you happen to be in one of those countries, of course you already know this. The first one is Germany, which it's been this way, I believe, since approximately March or May of this year, one of those. And the reason for it was because of Depop not charging fees on their sellers. Depop, I believe, it's got a decent following here in the States, but it is much bigger across the pond over in Europe. In Germany, it's really big. It's based out of England. In England, it's really big, or the United Kingdom, I should say. Both Depop and Vinted, I believe, don't charge seller fees to sellers in Germany. So as I understand it, sellers in the UK, in Germany, maybe in other European countries already do not pay any seller fees when they sell on Depop and Vinted. Well, eBay in Germany decided to keep pace, and that's why they didn't charge. They started to not charge seller fees in eBay Germany. Well, now, just very recently, maybe it was today, sellers on eBay in the UK are not paying seller fees. So we have two probably pretty sizable markets for eBay that have gone to no seller fees in response to Depop and Vinted. Does that mean we're a little bit closer to that being the case in the United States? I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm sure the market share for eBay in the United States is way larger than it is in the UK and Germany. That's my guess. I don't know. I haven't looked into the numbers, but because of that, they probably felt the need to try and keep pace with Depop and Vinted in those other countries, and so they made those changes. Unless eBay starts to see some real issues with the amount of sellers that are jumping ship and going to other platforms, until then, I don't think they really have a need to get rid of the seller fees. But nonetheless, I found it very interesting that eBay in the UK went to no seller fees. Let's pull another couple of orders here. Not a huge order day because I just pulled everything yesterday. 6 total items going out. This is, well, it's supposed to be 7, but I sold something on Poshmark, but the buyer's credit card or whatever didn't work. So the sale didn't go through. I hate when that happens. Usually you would think somebody would notice that as the buyer, update their credit card details, because normally what it is they have a credit card on file where the expiration date has expired. And they would just get that updated and go through the buying process again, but hasn't happened yet. Maybe it means they do not want the item after all. I don't know. Whatever. All right, this item that sold is a pair of Vintage Blast Riders by the makers of Lee. This is a pair of women's boots, pants. It's mid-rise boot cut is where I got that. New with tags. It's not a great brand, but because it was new, I said, sure, let's pick it up. Pick these up for $2.99 at my favorite thrift store, and they sold. I took a little bit of an offer, sold for $18 plus shipping. Usually the only time I will buy these discount brands of jeans like Lee, Lee is usually the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Usually the only time I will buy them is when they are new with tags like that. It's just, you're not gonna sell them used very often. The sell-through rate on them is really low, and you might be only getting $6 to $10 at the most for it. So new with tags is definitely the way to go when it comes to brands like Lee. Next item that sold is a Sega Saturn game. I got really excited when I saw this Sega Saturn game. You have seen me sell a couple of these in the past. This one is a Japanese version. It came from Japan. I believe it's called Nights into Dreams. Yeah, from 1996. Japanese version. Paid $5 for it, and it sold for $14 plus shipping. Just excited to see Saturn Sega games, and so wasn't a great. 5 into 14 is not horrible, and it only took a couple of months to sell. But I only really bought them because of the rarity of seeing Sega Saturn games. Meaning I just don't see them very often. On top of that, it's a Japanese version, so it has to be played on either a modded US Sega Saturn, I think it's possible to mod them, or on a Japanese version of the Sega Saturn, which there's not too many of them, so it really limits the number of potential buyers that you have. Okay, the next item of reseller news that I got in my email inbox today is especially important in the next couple of months when it comes into the holiday shipping season. So for those of you that use the eBay app itself or the eBay platform itself to do all of your shipping, you're going to want to listen up, because there is a standard, a normal, pretty much every year the post office will raise their rates for the holiday season. Not by a huge amount, but enough to make us pay attention. So they're going to raise, I think, across the board, Ground Advantage, Priority, a little bit. I don't know exactly how much the rate increase is. I don't even know if they publish it. But it's enough that we should pay attention to it. However, I also use Pirate Ship from time to time, and there may be other third-party postage platforms that will have this similar type of setup, but I know for sure that Pirate Ship does. And what they did is they, first of all, were the ones that told me, reminded me of the holiday rate increase from the post office. But they also mentioned that there are certain savings that you can utilize through the Pirate Ship program when you're shipping. So maybe some of those holiday price increases from the post office, you might be able to avoid them if you use the Pirate Ship platform. Let me pull up the exact email so I can read it specifically, just so I'm not giving misinformation or incorrect information. So basically what they said, it's that time of year again. The Postal Service is increasing rates for the holiday season, October 6th to January 19th. But on Pirate Ship, most rates won't have any changes. On Pirate Ship, the USPS holiday increase only applies to shipments that weigh more than 20 pounds and shipments to or from Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, or military addresses. The increases will depend on the service size, weight, and distance your package is traveling. Ground Advantage could increase up to $5.50. Priority Mail increase up to $7. Priority Mail Express can increase up to $13. Most of the time, the increase on the smaller packages is minimal. It's 30 cents, 35 cents for packages under 3 pounds shipped on Ground Advantage. For Priority Mail, it's 30 cents or 70 cents. On some of the heavier packages, as mentioned, it can get all the way up to $5.50 for Ground Advantage and $7 for Priority. So it's not necessarily a huge rate increase, but when you're shipping out 30 to 100 to 500 packages, even at 30 cents a pop, you're looking at, dozens of dollars, tens of dollars to hundreds of dollars, depending on the size of your eBay business. So when you are going to ship this holiday season, it might be a good idea to look into using a service like Pirate Ship, or maybe one of the others, if they also, in fact, do not pass along these rate increases. I do need to verify, and feel free to comment below. I could be missing the ball here, and maybe eBay already does this as part of their shipping program. If you do purchase your postage through eBay, correct me in the comments down below if I am giving a free advertisement for Pirate Ship when I shouldn't really be. And just as a clarification, I certainly get no kickback or anything from Pirate Ship for mentioning this. It's just something that came into my email inbox. I found it interesting, and I thought I'd pass that along as well, because maybe some of you might find it interesting, but I'm not promoting the use of it or not. Take that information with a grain of salt and do your own research on it. Like I mentioned, eBay might already do this naturally, but of course Pirate Ship probably wouldn't offer that information if eBay did, because they certainly didn't tell us in this article. But since I haven't heard anything from eBay one way or the other, I thought it was important to pass along that info. But anyway, comment below if you know if eBay will automatically also not increase their prices for the holiday season. Here we go to the last couple of items. Sold another pair of Vibram 5 Fingers. These took a little bit longer to sell, still less than a month. For really good money, $47.45 for this pair. This is a pair of the Eco Wool model. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Picked these up for, where is the price on here? Well, it was no more than $5.99, but let's say it was $5.99. These are the KSO Eco Wool shoes. let's say I paid $5.99 for them and they sold for $47.45 plus shipping. And I am very happy. Well, first of all, I could barely hold the camera up. I did a shoulder workout today at the gym. Just a real simple one. And man, my shoulders are killing me. But anyway, I'm very happy because I can finally say I sold a pair of OrthoFeet shoes. I think I have 4 or 5 pairs listed. And I've heard that they are good sellers. Finally, I sold this pair right here. This is the, I want to say the Lava model. Yeah, the men's 633 Lava. Paid $10 for these. And they are, I don't know what it is about OrthoFeet shoes, but the ones I find are in really, really good condition, including these. And these shoes are expensive when they're new. They are over $100, $130, $140, maybe even more dollars new. I'm picking them up used in really, really good condition. I mean, you could look at those and wonder if they had ever really been worn. Like, they look pristine to me. And I had them listed for $39.95. Not much action at all. Finally, somebody offered me $30 and I took it. So I spent $10 on these, sold them for $30. I have 3 or 4 other pair that look similar to this in terms of the condition. Really good quality, really good, minimally used pairs and no traction. No traction whatsoever. I'm sure I should just lower the price. It frustrates me, I guess, that these $100+ shoes new, and somebody is going to be able to buy them in hardly worn condition at all. Why are we having to discount them by 75%? I don't know. Other shoes are not like this. It's just OrthoFeet. Maybe it's the type of people that are buying them. These are usually people that are into walking a lot for exercise. Maybe they're just not willing to spend a lot of money on walking shoes. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did. Subscribe to my channel to get more content like this in the future. Good luck in all of your reselling ventures out there. We will catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.